On the balance of nature. Unfortunately, greed plays a part in much of the abuse of our resources. From the poaching of animals for tusks, cutting down of trees for palm oil, to the overuse of natural resources, we are faced with nefarious deceptions to fill the pockets of a few. Sam expresses her concerns over the use of petroleum oil during Earth Week. Welcome, Sam.
Throughout history, it is noted the use of petroleum oil, a fossil fuel. The Chinese used to pump it out with bamboo sticks, and the Romans used to use it for lighting. The boom really took place in 1859 in Titusville, Pennsylvania, where Edwin Drake discovered oil on his property. He didn't just dig it up, he decided to drill it with a steam engine. But this propelled the industrial age. Not long after, the automobile was invented. And we know Henry Ford made it possible for all of us to have a car. But that's not all that was happening. At the same time, we invented the airplane. Things were exciting. We could now fly, all using petroleum oil for fuel. And there was so much of it, we were finding other uses. We developed plastics in 1907. But plastics really didn't take effect until about the 60s and 70s. But something else was going on at this time. Oil shortages. They weren't pumping fast enough. The gas prices started to soar. Long lines at the pump. Gas stations were going out of business. People were panicking. This really inspired inventors at the time. They didn't want to be held hostage by the oil companies, so they started designing automobiles that would use alternative fuels. Water, steam, solar, alcohol, ethanol. And every time they got a good design going, they'd get a knock on the door from the oil companies with insisting on buying up their rights and them seizing their work on their invention. The oil companies were out to dominate the fuel industry. Today, there are over 1.2 billion vehicles on the road. Burning oil, releasing carbons. You think that has an effect on Mother Nature? Here's a number for you. Every day, over 102,000 planes take off. Burning oil, releasing carbons. Is that affecting Mother Nature? Mother Nature gives us the gift of balance. The cycle of life. Everything has a purpose. The wolves, the story of the wolves is a good illustration of this, and some of you may know it. The wolves have been around for a long time. Then along came the sheep herders. They decided to graze in wolf territory. The wolves thought this was a gift. They liked the taste of those sheep, mutton. But of course the sheep herders didn't like that, so they started poaching them off until extinction in these areas. And we really didn't even realize how much it devastated nature until we introduced them back into the wild. There's a great video for all of you to watch on YouTube. It's about the wolves being introduced back into Yellowstone National Park and the stunning transformation that took place. Because the wolves were now keeping the bunnies and deer intact, the grass started getting thicker, the trees started growing taller, and the water in the rivers started flowing much better. It was obvious that the wolves were missed. They were needed. Did I tell you that over 102,000 flights every day? Burning oil, releasing carbons. Mother Nature gave us another gift. She manufactures greenhouse gases for us that surround the earth. Part of it is carbons. They keep us warm. Without them, we'd be as cold as Mars, minus 200 degrees, unlivable. Now, every day we use 824 million gallons of oil. Every day. Do you think that's having an impact on the earth? Do you think Mother Nature is mad at us with this horrendous weather we're having? Do you think it's a warning? Because every time we release these oils, we're thickening that blanket. That's rising the temperatures. You know we can't live on Venus. It's too hot. Their atmosphere is too thick. It holds in all the heat. Mother Nature is mad as far as I'm concerned. These storms are getting stronger and more frequent. Tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, flash floods that are all devastating us. The winters are getting colder with bitter storms. The summers are getting hotter. Frosts aren't happening so the bugs don't die off. Mosquitoes keep reproducing, carrying nasty diseases like Ebola. And then there's the tree bark, the bark beetle, eating the trees. And what do? We kill them with pesticides. It kills off the good bugs too. With all the oil we use every day, it has to be the cause of global warming. It's thickening the blanket that we have around us. But there have been global warming deniers in the past. They can no longer deny global warming because the temperatures are recorded. But they deny that we're the cause. They say it's cyclical. Really? All that carbon we're releasing doesn't go somewhere? It's thickening the blanket. Why are they denying it? Why are they denying what we're doing? Do you think it's because they don't want us to change our habits of our dependence on oil? They want us to keep wanting it? Where is this rumor coming from? It's time we took care of our earth because we want it for generations to come. We don't want to end up like Venus. The best way we can do that right now is to not let the deniers win. Mr. Toastmaster.
Jeff, another 90 seconds on the clock for evaluations.